Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtaki Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrjeshatanayastadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatra Dharana Paraha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. We're going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, entitled The Childhood Pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. And this is text number 27 onwards. So yesterday we were talking about how a meeting in bhakti is not a material task. Rather, these Gopa, Vriddha, the elderly Gopas are meeting starting from text number 21 onwards. And their main intent is how they can protect Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram Hetave, Bala Nam Hetave. So these were the words we were talking yesterday. And we will continue from text 27 today. So, Yavad Otpatiko Rishto Brajam Nabhi Bhavit Itaha Tavad Balan Upadaya Yasyamun Yatra Sanugaha. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All these incidents are being caused by some unknown demon. Before he comes here to create another disturbance, it is our duty to go somewhere else with the boys until there are no more disturbances. Purport: Upananda, suggested by the mercy of Lord Vishnu, Krishna has always been saved from so many dangerous incidents. Now let us leave this place and go someplace where we may worship Lord Vishnu undisturbed before there is another cause of death from some demon who may attack us. A devotee desires only that he may execute devotional service undisturbed. Actually, we see, however, that even during the presence of Krishna, when Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men had the Supreme Personality of Godhead in their presence, there were disturbances. Of course, in every case, Krishna came out victorious. I repeat this line. I got distracted. A devotee desires only that he may execute devotional service undisturbed. Wow. This is very powerful. What is the aspiration of a devotee? Only aspiration, only desire that I may execute devotional service undisturbed. So powerful. Actually, we see, however, that even during the presence of Krishna, when Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men had the Supreme Personality of Godhead in their presence, there were disturbances. Of course, in every case, Krishna came out victorious. The instruction we may derive from this, that we should not be disturbed by the so-called disturbances. We should not be disturbed by the so-called disturbances. So powerful. There have been so many disturbances to our Krishna consciousness movement, but we cannot give up our forward march. On the contrary, people are receiving this movement very enthusiastically all over the world and are purchasing literature about Krishna consciousness with redoubled energy. Thus, there are both encouragements and disturbances. This was so even in Krishna's time. Wow. This was so even in Krishna's time. This is very powerful verse, and I really like this line that a devotee desires that bhakti she may execute bhakti in undisturbed way. That's the only aspiration. But sometimes when people come to Krishna consciousness, they feel they have a hypothetical euphoric picture that bhakti means that my life will go super rosy cozy. I will never fall sick. My relatives will never die. I'll never meet with an accident. I'll never fall prey to any disease. And when those things happen, that some dear one dies, some may get disease, then they think, oh, I am practicing bhakti. Why is this happening to me? So Prabhupada is mentioning here that we should not be disturbed by so-called disturbances. These are so-called disturbances connected to body, mind, relatives, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik. These will come. The weather won't change for us. Summers will come, winters will come. Whether we are devotee or a demon. The idea is that we should, there were disturbances in Krishna's time. That's what Upananda is speaking here. That doesn't mean that we should just say stay put or not do anything about it. Let's say if we get disease, if we have an injury, we should take medical guidance. We should pray to Krishna. That's fine. But that doesn't mean that we will never get diseased. So, in short, disturbances were there even while Krishna was personally present in Gokul. Disturbances will happen in everyone's life, whether we are a beginner devotee, whether we are a stalwart devotee, or anywhere in between. Take the example, a very, very recent example of His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami Maharaj. Now, you might be aware that Maharaj is almost at his last few days or last few weeks. And from last 1 year, he kind of knows the situation that the cancer has gone all over the body. And it's just a matter of few days or few weeks now, or few months. We pray and hope he live long, but ultimately, everyone knows about this. But look at the glorious, from last 1 year, he has been constantly, very few people even have that fortune. Like from last 1 year, he has been like constantly meditating in Vrindavan Dham, meeting his disciples, meeting sadhus, taking darshan, and completely absorbed, preparing for the final exam. So it may sound like a disturbance, but actually it's a blessing in disguise. And there's multiple other such examples also. So thank you. Shikha Mataji has joined and Ritu Mataji has also joined. I'm very grateful to both of you. You joined. We're reading Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 11, text 27, 28. The context here is that a lot of demons, Krishna is about 3 or 4 years old. A lot of demons came before. So all those chapters have passed, like Putana, like Trinavrata, etc. And Nanda Maharaj, Upananda, and others are having a meeting that we should leave. We should leave this place because a lot of demons are coming. We should leave Gokul. So that's the context here. And that's the context we're talking about, the disturbances. Those were the disturbances. The demons coming were disturbances. So a devotee must do their best to avoid disturbances, and that's the aspiration of a devotee. What's the aspiration? A devotee desires only that he may execute devotional service undisturbed. That Krishna, please help me. We can have this prayer in our daily lives. Krishna, please allow me so I can continue my bhakti in all aspects of life. Health and disease will come, right? Some days they'll be hot, some days they'll be cool. That's the nature of this world. Some days people will support us, some days people will not support us, whether it's our own family, friends, etc. We might be rich, we might be poor. We might be in India, we might be in America. We might be male or female, rich or poor, young or old, literate or illiterate. All these are, designation. All these are different situations. But what is the point? That bhakti should go on in an undisturbed fashion. That's the prayer of a devotee. That is the mood of a devotee. That my bhakti should go on in an undisturbed fashion, in spite of all the dualities which may come in my life. Right? We all go through dualities. It reminds me of a beautiful prayer by Mata Kunti. Would you like to read this prayer? Shikha Mataji, you want to try? Canto 1, chapter 8, text number 42.
Prabhuji, background sound so fast will come if I will read.
Okay. I can read. Tvai nanya vishaya matir madhupati sakrit ratim udvahata dadha gangi bhogam udanvati. O Lord of the Madhu, as Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance or disturbance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted or disturbed to anyone else. Isn't that beautiful? That's the prayer of a devotee. And we just discussed one example also. So, Kunti Maharani, such a beautiful prayer. We recently went to the Ganges, and it was an amazing sight. I posted that video also, you might have seen. When Ganges is flowing, a lot of obstacles are coming. Sometimes stones, sometimes, big hurdles are coming, people are bathing, but Ganges don't stop. Mother Ganga keeps flowing all the way from Gangotri, from the origin, and all the way to Ganga Sagar. A lot of obstacles come, a lot of challenges comes, heat and cold come. People, there are people who are praying to Ganga, giving respect. And there are people, I was very surprised to see that, smoking cigarettes on the banks of Ganga. That's disrespect in one way, right? There are people offering arati, and there are people offering some insecticides, basically soap and other things which are not healthy for Ganga, because Ganga is a deity. But she is equipoised. Isn't that was my thought. She's equipoised. She is equipoised. She is so tolerant, so like a mother, so tolerant, so patiently and in an undisturbed way keeps flowing. That's how our bhakti should be. That's how our love for Krishna should be. Disturbances will come, hindrances will come. They are actually tests, right? The exams, they are exams, like a student has an exams. No student, or 99% of students don't like exams, right? We all recollect from our childhood or college or whatever. We're not looking forward to exams. 99%, maybe one or two special cases might be there, but majority are not looking forward to exams. But they are conducive, they are helpful for the child to grow, otherwise the child will not grow. Similarly, those disturbances, those obstacles are basically our test. How much we have developed Some people will easily leave bhakti. When the flow is not strong, there are some rivers, some tiny rivers, their flow may not strong, some obstacle may come, they will just leave, or they will kind of, not flow all the way. Heat will affect them, some other things will affect them, but nothing can affect Mother Ganga. Why? Because of her intense flow, her intense love to Krishna. Ganga is basically Krishna's Charnamrita. So this should be our prayer, that may our bhakti also flow, as Prabhupada is mentioning. What is the devotee desires only, or a devotee only desires, same thing, that he or she may execute devotional service undisturbed. And that's how we connect it to this verse 1.8.42. And any thoughts, comments before we move on? Questions? Nandini Mataji, Hare Krishna, thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. May I say, like,
Please,
it's
please.
just like it's means I am thinking कि ये जो instruction है ना, जो आज की reading है, that's upon me because I have started something to execute devotional service, but just stopped because of some material things. So the instructions are totally to me that the bhakti is not strong, so I have to strengthen my flow of bhakti so that the disturbance can't stop bhakti process. So I'm just taking it as instructions to me, this reading. So thank you.
This is your sincere mood. Actually, every verse, every purport, every word of Gita or Bhagavad we read, we should have that mood. And it certainly applies to me, and that's how we should read. Then we'll get the most benefit. Therefore, reading Prabhupada's books is an essential ingredient of bhakti. Reading, hearing, because the mind is so, so many things are going around. If we don't remind ourselves of the goal, it will get distracted. So this is very nice mood that you're taking it this way, and I'm taking it, this is for me. I try my best to take every word, every instruction for me, and that's how we should do. And that's why Prabhupada has given these. This is for all of these ISKCON devotees. This is for not just one or two people. It's not for just people who were there at that Prabhupada's time. These are eternal instructions of Lord. Gita does not change. The news is not relevant 5 days later. Old magazines are not relevant. But Gita, Bhagavad are relevant for all people, for all time, for eternity. Thank you for your thoughtful comment and your sincere.
Thank
Yes.
you, Shubhalas Govind Prabhu. Yeah, I
Hari
just
Bol.
reached my home. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
You just reached from
Home,
India,
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah. I was alcohol
you're-
in Atlanta and Eva stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm so glad to be
Welcome back.
listening to your
Welcome
amazing
back.
class reading that is going to come and bonus on top of it. So thank you so much.
Welcome back, Mataji. And I just also came back a few days back only, last Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, just 4 days back. So thank you for your association and thank you for joining. Ritu Mataji has also joined. I want to share a little bit about her. I didn't know her until a few weeks back. It's the first time we met at a program, and then she had this deep desire to practice bhakti, and somehow she was looking for it, right? And then she said that this bhakti is so joyful process that once we receive it, we want more of it. And then she organized a program at her home with her family, and all her family also came, and now she's chanting the holy name, she's reading Bhagavad Gita. Her whole family is practically so devotional. So I'm so grateful that, and now also we're connected through this Zoom. This shows your sincerity. I mean, so I'm so grateful to you as well. Thank you. Do you want to try reading? Ritu Mataji, can you hear me? You want to try reading? Or Shikha Mataji, you want to try reading?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. It will be my
Okay.
fortune to read.
Text 28.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please do.
वनं वृन्दावनं नाम पश्यं नवकाननं गोपगोपी गवां सेव्यं पुण्यात्रितृणविरुधम्. Translation. Between Nandeshwar and Mahavan is a place named Vrindavan. This place is very suitable because it is lush with grass, plants, and creepers for the cows and other animals. It has nice gardens and tall mountains and is full of facilities for the happiness of all the Gopas and Gopis and our animals. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Vrindavan is situated between Nandeshwar and Mahavan. Formerly, the cowherd men had shifted to Mahavan, but still there were disturbances. Therefore, the cowherd men selected Vrindavan, which was between the two villages, and decided to go there.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any thoughts, comments you'd like to share on this text? Okay. So few things here. The meeting is going on. The idea is that Krishna and Balaram are not safe in the former place, in the current place they are living. Because why they're not safe? Who can answer? Why they are not safe? Or a lot of troubles or disturbances were coming there. Can anyone name a few? We discussed. So all the pastimes which happened prior to Krishna's 3-4 years age, right?
Putana,
Yeah, Putana, Balaghatini,
Prinavarta,
Rinavrata,
Vitrasur,
Shaktasur,
Shakatasur,
Dhenukasura. And then, yeah. And then Brahma Vimolan Leela. I mean, not demon, sorry.
Mohan Leela, and then the Yamala Arjuna, the falling of the two giant trees that also happened before. So all these disturbances were happening, and as a result, the cowherd men are having a meeting, and then the Upananda is leading the meeting. Because why is Upananda leading the meeting? Because he's very mature based on Desha, Kala, and Tattva. He is very mature, what to speak, when to speak, how much to speak. We discussed that yesterday. So he's like the spokesperson. So now they are planning to go. What is Upananda suggesting? Let's go to Vrindavan. Why? Because we are cowherd boys, and this place has a lot of kanana, lot of forest, lot of garden-like places. Nava kananam. Gopa gopi gavam, for our cows, for our let's read the word also. There's another forest, Vana. What's his name? Vrinda Vana. Nama. Uska naam hai Vrindavan. Pash Vayam. Pashu. So from that word, this is coming. This is very suitable. See, the first thing he spoke about, it's suitable for our cows. They didn't ignore that, right? They were not selfish people. Cows, taking care of cows, very important. So it's very suitable for our cows and animals. And there are a lot of garden-like places, lush green. And it's also suitable for all our families, cowherd men, cows. Gopa, gopi, gavam. Go. Gopa, gopi, and gomata. So go is from go, gavam, plural. Gopa, gopi, and go. Gopa, gopi. cowherd men, cowherd women, families, kids, cows, they all will be very happy there because it has also nice mountains, Adri. Adri means mountains, Punyadri, nice mountains. Trina, also a lot of nice plants, Virudham, and creepers. So in short, here he's suggesting that we should go to Vrindavan. Why? Because it will be very suitable for our cows or our families or everyone. Why it will be suitable? Because it has a lot of mountains, creepers, they'll have nice time, trees and stuff. Now the practical lesson which I'm thinking here, that if certain condition is not conducive for us currently, it could be job for someone. If my job is creating a lot of disturbances in my Krishna consciousness, like in this situation, the place is having a lot of demons. So what Upananda and team are thinking, that this place is having a lot of demons. A lot of demons are coming to harm Krishna, Balram, our families and everyone. Better leave this place. So the practical lesson is, if there are too much disturbances, see, disturbances will be there everywhere. Every job, will have disturbances. But if it's, some jobs are more troublesome than others, correct? I'm sure you all agree to this. If someone has to really, really struggle every day, 14, 16 hours every day, 1 or 2 days, it's okay. Sometimes it's okay. But every day, if someone's struggling, then how will one practice bhakti in an undisturbed way? Is it not? Yeah, do you agree? So it could be job for someone. It could be certain mindset also, right? Physical things, internal things, right? It could be past habits also, which are causing, which are not conducive. That means the idea is we should change that, or at least try to change. Here, the place is not suitable. They are exploring a better place. If someone's job is not suitable for bhakti, they should explore a better job. If someone's habits are not conducive for bhakti, they should explore better habits. If someone's lifestyle, right? For example, if someone is eating late night and having a hard time getting up every day, that's something not conducive. Like if we eat at 10 p.m., then naturally we can't get to bed timely. Naturally we can't. That's something, a habit, which is not conducive. It's harming Krishna and Balram, Guru and Krishna. It won't be giving joy to Guru and Krishna. It is unhealthy for our health also, what to speak of spiritual health. So we should try to explore some better option. Discuss with someone who knows how I can, So it applies to every situation, whether it's job, whether it's situations, bad association, bad habits, bad mental thoughts, bad anything causing unnecessary, like too much disturbance. Again, I'm saying this with the caveat that every situation, some disturbance will always be there, right? Whether we live in India, whether we live in Delhi or Bombay or Gujarat or, or US or Europe or wherever. It's some disturbances will always be there. But if it's beyond a certain threshold, and that's where we need guidance. That's where we need, at one point I was thinking, that I should go, full time to India. Not now, like maybe 2-3 years back. So I discussed with one of my teachers whom I regard, and he told me that if things are going fine here, don't change. If you have to go and things are not working out, then it's a different story. But until things are okay, try to focus on what you can do here rather than trying to change. So I really appreciate that advice he gave me at that time and helped me. Because some disturbances will always be there at every place. It's not that if I go to India, disturbance, I mean, there'll be new set of disturbances. So the point is that we should take guidance. So here, Upananda is also not abruptly making a decision. Keep in mind, my dear friends, here a meeting is going on. He's a spokesperson and he's suggesting that let's do this. So that's a context here. And he is totally selfless. There's no hidden agenda. The agenda is the protection of Krishna and Balaram. So let's see what happens further. 29. Arun Prabhu, you want to try reading?
Sure. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very well.
Text number 29, Srimad Bhagavatam. All Gurus and Vaishnavas को प्रणाम करते हैं. तत्र त्राधिव यास्यामः शकटानन युगत माचिरम गोधनान्यग्रतो यान्तु भवता यदि रोचते. Translation. Therefore, let us immediately go today. There is no need to wait any further. If you agree to my proposal, let us prepare all the bullock carts and put the cow in front of us and let us go there.
Very well. Any thoughts, Prabhuji, you want to add?
Prabhuji, इसमें यो the Upananda are telling all the people to prepare for going to Vrindavan.
Very well. Very nice. See, bhakti, Krishna consciousness is so sweet and so many lessons to learn here. I really like, if we try to just think that you are in that assembly, okay? You are also a part of that assembly, or we are in that assembly there, okay? And what are we doing? We are also listening. So, Bhavat yadi rochate. So first of all, he's not saying my way or the highway. If you agree with this proposal, that's Bhavan. Bhavan means aap sabko. Yadi means agar, right? If rochate, rochak means if you think it's the right thing. If you accept it, if you think it's pleasing. Rocha, ruchi, right? To pleasing, to accept. If you think it's appropriate thing to do. So we can start from here. Bhavan yadi rochate. If you think it's the right thing to do. Tat. Therefore, tatra adya eva. Eva means today. Aji, jaldi. बोलते हैं ना शुभ काम में देरी कैसी. If this is the right thing to do, then let's not delay, because we don't know tomorrow another demon may come, right? Tomorrow some other disturbances could come. So they're thoughtfully planning. And what are they saying? Let's gather our Shakata. Now, if you have to be into Vrindavan, there's a place called Shakatasur. Oh, sorry, Shatikara. That's where the Nanda Maharaj, and while they were transiting from one place to the other, they kept all their Shakatasur, the cart. Shakata means cart. And Shatikara comes from the same place, from Shakatasur Vadistali. That's where the Shakata, it's on the Mathura road, and we take a turn left if you're going from Delhi to Mathura, the main road, the highway, turn left, go to Vrindavan. That turn, while we turn left, that place is basically Shatikara, All these places are also named after the pastimes. So Shakata, let's take all our carts make them ready. Ma chiram, chiram bhava, chiram ayu bhava, chiranjeevi bhava. So chira means, so what does chira mean?
Long lasting.
Long. Ma chiram means? Ma
Ma
means
means
opposite.
no.
No. So don't delay. Without delay. Ma chiram, don't delay. That means let's act fast. Let's gather all our shakata. Let's gather all our godhan. Godhanani. Godhan is the real wealth. So this is the real wealth they gathered. Agrataha. Let them go forward because, and if you all agree with this proposal. So it's a very nice way of being what in today's day, called being assertive. One of my teachers, Great Shaman Prabhu, told me, we should try to be assertive. And Prabhuji asked me, can you elaborate more? He said, raise your ideas, not your voice. I really like that. I didn't forget that. Raise your ideas, not your voice. You can talk something. If something is bothering, you can talk about it. If something you want to, like, it's a big thing these days, like how to disagree respectfully. How to disagree respectfully. You may not agree to some idea, but I don't need to raise my voice for that, right? That's disrespectful. That doesn't lead to any good. So here we see, here Upananda is putting up a proposition here that if you all agree with this proposal, if you all think it's a right thing, very, very cultured way of speaking. He's not thinking, hey, you all must do it because I'm the one who's saying it. Right? So let's see what happens further. Any thoughts, comments before we move on? So let's see what happens. So this is a proposal. Let's see. Anyone wants to read text 30?
I can read, Prabhu.
Yeah, please, Mata.
And I had one small question. What did you say about Shakata? I could not hear it well.
Shakat means cart.
Cart, yeah.
Yeah. So Shakatasur, cart demon. And there's a place from where we go to. So if I'll draw it here.
Okay.
This is the Mathura road.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Going to Mathura all the way. So here is Delhi. Right? And here is Mathura. And when we take the turn to go in left to Vrindavan, right, while we are going this way, this area is basically called Chatikara.
Chatikara, acha.
So that comes from Shakata. So
okay.
Shakatikara, but by gradual 5,000 years, so it's called Chatikara. But it's like Shakatikara.
Acha.
And there's a beautiful temple here of Garuda Govind, which we went. And there are other few Brahma. There's another temple of Chaumoha. Chaumoha is basically Brahma. They call it Chaumoha, just get char muh.
Acha.
So some beautiful temples are in this area also. It's part of all part of Raj, yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I can read now. Thank you so much. I missed it and I was okay. All right, Hari Bol. Please accept my humble obeisances. Text 30. Tachru Tvaikadiyo Gopa Sadhu Sadviti Vadinaha Vrajan Swa Samayuja Yayurudha Parichada. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's disciples and Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just translation. Upon hearing this advice from Upananda, the cowherd men unanimously agreed. Very nice, they said, very nice. Thus, they sorted out their household affairs, placed their clothing and other paraphernalia on the carts, and immediately started for Vrindavan. There's a moment called minimalist moment. And this is a prime example that they can move with just saying very nice, and promptly sort out everything they own. Because what they own is not the possessions in materialistic things. What they own is just Krishna and his love. And that is most important. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you, Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading and sharing that. Yeah. And the word to word, and really like this point. This is like the Vaishnava or the cultured way of when you agree with something nice. Sadhu, sadhu. So it's like very nice, wonderful, wonderful. Maza aa gaya. It's like, what a nice suggestion you have said. We cannot agree enough. So they were really happy
also,
to hear
it's
this.
like, you are the man, there's an English, you say, you are the man. So like, you are sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu.
Very well. That's so wonderful. Now, and one more beautiful verse is point here is mentioned. 30. Yeah. Tat Shutvaik Ekadhi. Yeah, let's focus on this word here. Ekadhi. Ekadhi. Dhiya. Voting unanimously. Ekadhi. Like their minds were all Dhi also means intelligence. Eka means their intelligence were all thinking in the same direction. And that means no one was thinking selfishly, and they were all unanimously thinking about the same thing, and the same thing is Krishna and Balaram's protection. So this is a prime example. When we keep Krishna as the center, right, then there will be Ekadi. Right? The famous example is like unity. This comes many times. So let's imagine there's a big pond. There's a big pond, right? And then we throw a stone, right? Then it'll create waves, like one stone here, small stone, big stones. All these stones are different, right? So what will happen? Their mind there is not ekadi. Someone is saying, let's go to shopping. Someone is going, let's go to Shimla for enjoyment. Someone is saying, let's go to disco. Someone is saying, let's go to a party. Someone is saying, no, just rest. Someone is saying, go to temple. So the waves will be created, right? It'll create waves. This waves will clash here. They'll clash. They'll not be coherent. They'll all be a mess. Correct? But when all those stones, is a famous example, all those stones are concentric, right? Then their waves, their focus is one, and that is, that is Ekadhi. Vyavasayatmika bhakti. One consciousness. The focus is how to serve Krishna. Here, everyone's attention is one, and that is how we can best serve Krishna and Balaram. And therefore, they all unanimously agreed to the idea of Upananda. Sadhu, sadhu. Let's do it. Let's do it. Wonderful. Very well said. Very well said. We are all so happy. It shows their joy. It shows their excitement. Bhakti doesn't mean, lack of emotion, right? Bhakti doesn't mean that. So they all agreed. They all means Gopavriddha. Where is the meeting happening? All the elderly men, they're like the leaders of the society. They have, including Nanda, Upananda, etc. They are having this so that they can plan, because they are responsible for the whole Raja. Sadhu, sadhu. Brajan, swan, respectively, they all gathered whatever stuff they had to gather, as Mataji mentioned, simple living, high thinking. To sadhus also have very little possessions. Reminds me of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj when he was doing his journey home. He had very little possessions, just a pair of clothes, just one or two books, and these days, we see traveling in international, and these people have so much luggage. It's basically, it's a travel light. In the sense, in bhakti also, we should not have too much baggage, previous baggage. This Shakatasura actually represents old baggage, old bad habits. So we have to clear that baggage. So that, and be flexible also. No one said, "Oh Baba, I have been living here for 50 years. How will I give up my attachment?" Some people say, मेरी अर्थी जाएगी इस घर से. People say like, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा इस घर से. I will not, my dead body will leave from this home. So attached to the home.
That's such a wonderful example, Prabhu.
I know so many people, they say, Baba, this home is not habitable now. It can fall down. No. My arthi will go from this home. I will not. This is unhealthy for you. No. I'll still live here. Attachment is so deep-rooted. But when we are attached to Krishna, if it's favorable for bhakti, I will gladly change my place, situation, habits. If it's not favorable, if it's favorable, I'll continue. If it's unfavorable, I will change it. That's basically Vraja. That's Vraja mood. The mood of Vrajavasis, constantly running after Krishna, constantly adapting ourselves. Ananta Shesha, constantly adapting, flexible bedding, adapting as for the mood of the master. So a real servant means to adapt as the mood of the master. So this is what is pure bhakti yoga. Arjuna had some mindset in the beginning of Gita, but later he completely changed. That's bhakti. Right? To do what Krishna wants us to do, or to do what is favorable for our Krishna consciousness, what Guru and Krishna want us to do. Even if I don't like it, even if it's hard for me, I'll still do my best. Why? Because I know it's good for my bhakti, and Guru and Krishna are telling me to do. Not because I am attached to this. Okay, it'll be tough, like again reminds me of that example, like giving up harmonica was tough for him, but he still did. Reminds me of the story of the fruit vendor lady, which we recently read. She threw all the jewels which she received. It must be tough. I mean, think about it. The most precious jewels one can think of were with her. She threw them in Yamuna. So this is what means to adapt, keep for Krishna and Balram's protection, or for basically for keeping them always as the center. This will lead to ekadhi also. Otherwise there will be clashes. When there is selfish interest, there will be clashes. There will be more clashes. If there is selfless Krishna consciousness, there may be different of opinion, which is absolutely fine and encouraged. But in general, the mood will be ekadhi. Hare Krishna. Any other thoughts, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's the point you made about ekadhi and the pictorial example, Prabhuji. Yeah, it makes very sense. So if we are all in Krishna consciousness and we just follow Prabhupada, it will not be any different. Sometimes we see that even in our devotees also, sometimes we have some ripples, but It's not like, but at the end of the day, we all come together for a center point of Krishna consciousness. So as long as, we have that in our mind, even small ripples, will fade away. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Very well. Very well said, Prabhu. Prabhupada does mention it at other place that, there will be different of opinions. Prabhupada said in few places, there will be different, which is fine. But as you mentioned, as long as the big focus is bhakti, same in a family, it doesn't mean that, ideal family doesn't mean husband and wife have no argument and no different of opinion. That means, if that's the case, that means actually there is what is called artificial harmony. That we don't want artificial harmony. This one of my manager used to say, even in a company, if the boss says, hey, this is my idea, everyone says, Hari bol, Hari bol. Okay, yes. You are right. Actually, it's called artificial harmony. Not in this case, I'm not talking in this case, but in some cases, it means we are, they're not really agreeing, but they are somehow agreeing because of, pressure, fear, or some other factors. So, but this is a separate case. It's a very transcendental case where everyone is of the same opinion. Why? Because everyone, Krishna. Yes, we don't want any harm to Krishna. Yes, Shikha Mataji, you had some thoughts.
Yeah, Prabhuji, actually, we should be prompt to find out the cause जो हमें ना भक्ति से दूर करता है. तो not चलता है, okay, ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए, and just try to find out what is the obstacle for bhakti, and just prompt and fastly and firmly try to remove the cause.
Very bold. Excellent point.
They decided to leave the place and go to some another place, go to Vrindavan.
Very nice. The example which comes to my mind is, imagine, again, take a road path. Let's say this, we have to go here. Okay, this is our destination. And there were, let's say, roads going here, right? Just imagine we are traveling and there were roads going in different directions, and this was going there. So we are here, let's say driving. This is our destination. We are supposed to go here. Somehow we took a wrong turn, right? And we ended up coming here. Okay? We are somehow here. Our destination is this. Now, how do we navigate through GPS? So the example what the scriptures give, or the sadhus give, the sooner we realize we have made a wrong turn, the easier and faster we can reroute. Let's say if we keep going on this turn the GPS off. Oh, no, I know way. I know how to figure out. I know, I have been here. I can do it. I know what's right. I know, I'm very confident. And we end up going 50 miles here or 50 kilometers here. What will happen? We can still come back, but it will be harder, longer, more energy, more time, more strength will go, right? So if we think we have made a wrong turn, so we should always keep the GPS on. Is Krishna consciousness on? Is Guru Parampara system? Guidance through GPS, guidance through Guru, guidance through Shastras, guidance through our Parampara, the spiritual masters, should always be on. That means Krishna consciousness on. Otherwise, if GPS is off, Krishna consciousness will turn on. And if GPS is on, even if we make a wrong choice, let's say, then immediately they will say, oh, my dear child, you have made a wrong choice. You were not supposed to go in this path. We may get little delayed, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but we'll still reach the destination. Correct? But if we turn the GPS off, oh my God, we may not even know we're going in the wrong direction. So, in short, the sooner we realize that we are getting off track, the faster we will be able to make a change and come back. For example, and I'm sure we have all experienced this, anything, like for example, if we start missing our morning routine, okay, one day health was not okay, I got late, morning routine got messed up, it's fine, happens, we are not perfect souls, at least I'm talking about my 2 days, okay, 1 week, okay, for 1 week, if we, now 8th day will even be harder. 1 month, practically the motivation to get up in the morning will be gone. Now, and if that continues to happen for 1 year, one is missing chanting, one is missing the morning routine, one is missing sadhu sangha, then one is practically dead in bhakti. It'll be so hard to come back, so hard. It's still possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. There have been people who have come after 10 years also. But the sooner, if someone misses for a day or two, it'll be easy to come back. It'll be faster. But if someone misses for months, it'll be much harder. Any habit, right? Any habit. You agree with this thought? Haribol. Okay, let's see the next verse. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, you want to try this?
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. 31. Vriddhan bhala striyo rajan sarvopakara nanicha ansva aropya gopala yatta ata sarasana goda nani puraskritya sangya apurya sarvata turya gosena mahata yaha saha purohita. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Keeping all the old men, women, children, and household paraphernalia on the bullock carts and keeping all the cows in front, the cowherd men picked up their bows and arrows with great care and sounded bugles made by horn. O King Parikshit, in this way, with bugles vibrating all around, the cowherd men, accompanied by their priests, began their journey. Very good. Perfect. In this connection, it is to be noted that although the inhabitants of Gokula were mostly cowherd men and cultivators, they knew how to defend themselves from dangers and how to give protection to the women, the old men, the cows, and the children, as well as to the Brahmanical Purohits. Haribol, wonderful verse, Prabhuji. So here we can see, although the inhabitants of Gokula were mostly cowherd men and women, Rajavasis, but they were prepared to protect themselves. Like Srila Prabhupada used to mention, all the temple devotees, they play multiple roles. They act as Brahmanas, they act as Kshatriyas, they act as Vaishyas, Sudras. They are doing priestly works. They are doing Kshatriya, protecting the temple, protecting the devotees, and financially supporting the temple and cleaning the temple. All kinds of activities were equally performed. That's my understanding, Prabhuji. Please add Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm sure we have all heard of this multiple times, that Vedic culture means to give protection to cows, to old people, and to women. Vriddhan, and to kids also, of course. Right? Balan, Striyan, Gawan, the cows. So sometimes people kind of have this, hey, why are you distinguishing between women? Why are you? Actually, it's giving more protection and respect. It's right. So it's a very refined, cultured way. It's samskar. It's the right culture to give protection. It's not that there. Some people think that the Vedic culture thinks of women of less, and it's not that like that. They are the most treasured resource. Same with the kids. They are like the future. Same with the old people. They are like the experienced. They are as even Arjuna also said, if all old people will be killed, who will guide the society? They have seen the world much more than the young ones. Young ones are immature. Old people have wisdom. So we see here that they're giving protection and to the cows in the front. And just imagine this scene. So the old people, the women and the children are on the bullock carts, right? Are on the bullock carts. And in this image, it's like they're now traveling in a troop. It's not just one family. It's maybe hundreds and hundreds or thousands of families traveling in troops. And so the dacoits and bad people may not come, and the cowherd men are around, and they're also carrying the bows and arrows for protection. And Prabhupada is saying that they knew that yes, they were not just milking cows, they knew how to defend. Also, Prabhupada is mentioning, because to give protection. Any thoughts why they were vibrating bugles? Can anyone say something? Have you seen a watchman in the night? Right? Why do they have some whistle or some kind of sound system, right? Basically to not let the bad people come. So if he is, like I remember, like in in India, the watchman comes and he's tapping his stick, and he whistles all night, right? So that if some bad elements are about to come, then they'll know, oh, they're alert, right? They're not just, they're not, so they're basically alert. And like in the war also, the conches were blown. The sound has an impact, right? So the negative elements go away. So for multiple, basically to show that to distract or negative elements, thieves, rogues, from trying to cause any harm, they were also vibrating the sound and using the bugles. So you might have seen sometimes in Krishna Balaram carrying bugles on their altar also. We see that. And they were also priests. And they began their journey. So they began their journey to Vrindavan. Such a beautiful sight to meditate upon. Just think about, all the cowherd. They're carrying bow and arrow. Some are blowing bugles. You can meditate upon this. It's a beautiful thing to meditate. We may not have a picture. I'm not sure. I doubt if we have a picture already, a painting. But at least we can meditate. We can draw a picture in our mind, right? All the old men, old people, and the kids and the ladies are on the bullock carts. There are a lot of bullock carts, and they're all going to Vrindavan, right? They're blowing, some are blowing the bugles, some are having bow and arrow, and the whole mood is to protect Krishna and Balaram. Such a beautiful meditation, right? Okay, text 33. Anyone wants to try? Yes, Shikha Mataji, you want to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. गोप्योरूढरथानुत्ना कुच कुङ्कुमकान्तया कृष्णलीला जगत्प्रीत्या निष्कण्ठया सुवासस. Would you please follow? Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The cowherd women riding on the bullock carts were dressed very nicely with excellent garments, and their bodies, especially their breasts, were decorated with fresh kumkuma powder. As they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure the pastimes of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Raja. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So, such a beautiful meditation. Now, see, Shukadeva Goswami is like such a beautiful narrator. We get into the pastime, is it not? Like as if we are there. First the meeting was happening. So excellently he described the meeting. Who said, what they said, everyone, sadhu, sadhu, haribol, let's do it right now. And then they all went to their homes and they collected the various paraphernalia, informed their wives and children, hey, let's get ready, right? And everyone is excited and ready, and no one is, and they are, what they're doing, they got ready, and ornaments, everything, garments, everything, they got dressed. And now, I really like the beautiful point here. They Krishna Leela Jaghu Pritya. The third line here mentioned so beautifully that they were all joyfully, with great pleasure, reciting, narrating, chanting, sharing, Machchita Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam. They were not just gossiping. Why are we going there? What happened? Why my husband didn't tell me before? Oh, I was in the middle of something. My husband always does that. Right? They could have always spoken. Just think about it like that. Immediately they started, right? As soon as their husband, they had a meeting, they came back home, so many complaints could have happened, but they are joyfully chanting Krishna's pastimes for Krishna's pleasure. So this should be our mood constantly. So it's not only the men were adaptive, the women were also so adaptive. Okay. It's for Krishna's benefit. Let's go. And we will chant Krishna's name. So devotees go to yatra in bus, train, plane, whatever medium, or by walking or by rickshaw. We should try as much as possible to engage in Harikatha, in remembering Krishna's pastimes with great pleasure. This is what the cowherd, the gopis are showing here. The men are busy. They are also hearing. But they are protecting. Some playing bugles. Some have the bow and arrow. It's not that the women were just sleeping. They were chanting Harikatha. 34. Tatha Yashoda Rohinyava ekam shaktam asthite rejatu Krishna ramabhyam tat katha shravanotshuke. Tatha Yashoda Rohinya ekam shaktam asthite Rejatu Krishna Ramabhyam Tat Katha Shravana Utsuke. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thus hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balram with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balram for even a moment, got up with them on one bullock cart. In this situation, they all looked very beautiful. Purport: it appears that Mother Yashoda and Rohini could not be separated from Krishna and Balram even for a moment. They used to pass their time either by taking care of Krishna and Balram or by chanting about their pastimes. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. Wow, so beautiful. So let's see what's happening here. The mothers, every mother loves their child without a second doubt, second thought. The human mothers love human child. A dog mothers love dog child. A donkey mother loves donkey child, and like that. But a human mother has a lot of love for the child. A cow's mother has 1,000 times more love than a human mother has for her child. But Krishna's mother, Rohini, Devaki, Yashoda, they have unlimited times more love. What we can imagine. So their love has no limit. Therefore they could not be separated. With great pleasure, they were hearing. Every mother likes to hear about their child, right? Which mother will not like what he did at school, even if the mischiefs, right? Good or bad, they want to hear. And hearing Krishna Katha makes us beautiful. They look very beautiful. Hearing Krishna Katha makes us beautiful in the eyes of God. I'm not talking about physical beauty. Of course, that also comes, but that's not our main aspiration. It makes us beautiful in the eyes of God, in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. So, the main thing is that their love was so intense that they could not be separated. Therefore, ekam shaktam, एक ही शकट पे बैठे थे वो, on one bullock cart. Who? Yashoda, Rohini, Krishna, and Balram. They were all on one bullock cart. That's why? Intense love. Intense love. Any other thoughts anyone has? Shravana Utsuka. Shravan ki utsuk. Utsa. The last word. So Shravan ke liye utsuk rehna chahiye hum. We should be very eager for hearing, enthusiastic, joyful, with great pleasure. We should, and that will make us very beautiful in the eyes of God. Those who are, and even Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur recollected this. Oh, this child Abhay is very, very eager for hearing Krishna Katha. Right? This happened in 1933. By the way, we were very fortunate to go to the place where Prabhupada met his spiritual master in 1922, Ultadanka Junction Road. In 1922 and in 1933, they met at Radha Kund, 1933 or 35, that's approximately. And that's the time Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told that Prabhupada is very eager, Abhay Babu, Abhay Charan is very eager for Shravana. That makes one beautiful in the eyes of Guru and Krishna. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada recollected that. That makes one beautiful in the eyes of Guru and Krishna. Any other comments? Any other thoughts? So we will, I guess, pause here and continue at a later point, more verses. But I really appreciate that you're all able to join in an impromptu reading. This shows your eagerness also, right? I mean, I didn't plan. I was like, okay, if someone joins, great. If not, I'll just read. But this is your eagerness to read and hear Bhagavatam. So thank you so much for joining. I'm so grateful to you. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpa. Sarvesha Kripa Bindu Vyacha Patignam Paramdeva Shanam.